I did again. I always sit down and like the light's not where it belongs. So yay for me. Alrighty. Let me pull this up over here. Voila. I'm coming. I'm here. Oh, that's a little. Ta-da. I mean, it would help if you all could see me, huh? Oh, right. Kelsey, how are you? Okay. This is where we be. Okay. I didn't even do anything to my eyebrows. Kathy, how are you? Okay. Interesting stuff happened before DW. Oh my gosh, we got some good peeps up in here. Really fast too. So and you know what? Here's the thing. Take a look. All of y'all are here, and like freaking YouTube takes forever to show that there's anybody up there. I see you, ooey tooby. I got my coffee. I'm ready for this. Okay. So the energy before I decided I was going to do this today was all about like this week, like, and it feels like, like they're saying this week, but it's like by the end of Friday, like it doesn't feel like it includes the weekend, which technically it goes that far. So I'm like, so you're really saying next few days, whatever. And so, but they wanted, for whatever reason, it kept feeling like this week. And I was like, okay, so we're focusing on immediate stuff. All right. And so when I'm getting ready and everything, and I go to, here's the funny thing, right? It's springtime here. And while some of the bugs have been coming out, not all of them have. I need to move this. But we really haven't had an issue with any of them, right? So I start to, I'm just fixing the light. Sorry, guys. I started to get ready, and I'm going to take my sage, and I'm going to get everything situated. And I start hearing a because I get over near the window, and I'm like, what? How did you, like, I've been walking around this place for 2 hours this morning. Nothing was there. Nothing was in the kitchen. Nothing. This motherfucker came out of thin air, okay? And we all know what flies represent, right? Like when a negative energy is trying to encroach in on your, you know what I mean? It's like, that's where people talk about like somebody be hating on you, somebody's talking some shit, somebody's trying to do something, or they're just untowards energy that are like near you or something, or trying to get into your energetic field, right? And so the fly, though, it was weird. I moved because it was on the window, and I'm like, you ain't been here all morning. You weren't here last night. You weren't like you came from I don't know where, out of thin air almost, right? And so it was acting so spastic. It acted like it was on crack or something. And I don't mean to say that meanly towards anybody who's had an issue with that. I'm saying like when somebody can spaz out. And it was like, you know how like a bird doesn't realize the window is there and it'll run into the window. This fly was like, it was acting like it was desperately trying to get away. And I just heard in my head, oh, somebody just realized they went too far. I got him. It's as if he was this little fly was, because normally, you whip out the fly swatter and all of a sudden they know how to fly away from the window. This thing acted like it didn't know what the hell, like it was petrified. It was scared. It knew it was coming. It was like, and it was just, I got the motherfucker, let me tell you. It was all too easy. And so I don't know if this is the week that somebody gets found out, somebody gets outed, somebody gets highlighted. But I was like, oh, and I feel like somebody like tries something, and it's like when they do, they realize, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that, and it's too late. Does that make sense? And they're trying to backpedal real fast. So, I mean, but like this fly knew it was in trouble. It couldn't get away from it. It's almost like when something comes to light, somebody gets too scared to, Like they like it fumbled. It couldn't find a way to get away. You know, like when somebody starts doing stuff and like normally they can talk their way out of something or they can hide something, and it's like whatever it is, it's going to be shocking to them, and like they don't know how to like react, and so there's no ability for them to kind of get out of it or to like cover it up or to talk their way out. You know what I mean? Like it feels very, and I was like, oh, and so I don't know if this is somebody doing negative energy work on someone and it immediately backfires and they know they can't get out of it. It's something very, it puts them in a tizzy. It puts somebody in a, you know, when you get panicked and you don't know how to react, like when you're driving your car and like something happens, and any other time you'd have great reaction time, but something just comes out of nowhere and it's like you freeze instead of knowing what to do. When I tell you this fucker was trying to get out, it was so weird. We don't have flies. Nowhere else in the house, not even flying outside the doors. Like we haven't even had any doors open. And I would have heard that fucker at some point in that, you know how they sound in the window? It was just out of nowhere. And it was like, as soon as I was dressed and ready to come on, I was like, okay. Now, obviously, maybe something thought it was going to come in and try and stop this message, maybe, or, you know, whatever, but it got caught. It got caught and it got dealt with. So that could also be a thing, that there could be something good happening for somebody, and it's like some spirit takes care of something else, so they can't interfere. I don't know. We'll find out. But I was a little like, believe you me, if I had, how do I put it? You know those animals that get caught up in something and like in a barn, and they're panicking so much. They scurry so much and they keep running into the walls because they don't know where to go and they're just trying to get away from you. Like this fly was doing that. I was like, what? I ain't never seen a fly like that. Okay, most flies do get away from me. Motherfuckers are faster than shit. I'm like, where you at? You know what I mean? I'm trying to get to them. I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for you. I be swatting in the air. I can't get it. Got that motherfucker this time. So we shall see. Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to start with Fallen Angels Oracle. Oh. Let's see here. The Wire. Ooh. Are you all able to pin, or am I the only one that's able to pin a comment? We'll put this at the top. There we go. Okay, hold on, guys. I don't do that. That's a big ass fucking book. We're gonna take it though. We're gonna take it, bitches. We're taking it. Okay. I think somebody messes up because they're slipping. That makes sense. Guys, they've been playing a song all morning long. And I was like, it's been a hot minute. It's from the Black Eyed Peas, from Fergie. They got me slipping. You caught me slipping, tripping, something. Those are the first. Those. It was like three little boop boop boop. They didn't tell me the whole song. It just kept going over and over again. I was like, what? And so it makes sense now. I was like, okay. You know, the one go, oh, you know, between the things, because we got exhaustion and danger of loss. Okay, I'll pull out the book if I need to on some of these, but I feel I'm going with the energies because these are speaking to me, and I'm liking that. You know, we're making progress. I'm learning a deck when I just like I gotta go with it, right? Like my energy's infused now. All right. you know how you make silly, stupid mistakes because it's like somebody trying to keep up some kind of facade or some kind of something, and it's like they're just exhausted with it. And then so they're literally like, I feel like somebody's at a danger of loss. I don't feel this is, I always read like I'm reading for you, okay? Flip anything if you got to, okay? I don't know who's here, but that's the way that I take it. That's how I tell a story, okay? But the danger of loss is like, yeah. Yeah. I just think that somebody's going to trip up. Something's going to trip up. Uh, uh, and the danger of loss feels more like the other person realizes, I think I've gone too far. I took it too far. Oh, I did it this time. Like somebody got had, somebody got found out, somebody was just like, you know, when somebody's testing fate a little bit. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of those kids, you know, these little videos of the kid that goes into the refrigerator because they think they're sneaking behind mom and daddy's back, and so they're right there, and mom and dad says something, they jump like this, and they like try to run, and they run right into the little fridge door and stuff like that. Like they do little things and they fall backwards because they're just like they've been had, they've been found out, kind of thing. That's what it feels like. And I feel like it's just the charade or the charade. They're saying charade. I'm like, who's fancy in my head right now? It's we went on too long. Oh, it goes back to, I've told y'all this. You let somebody fucking keep going long enough and they're going to trip up and tell them themselves, right? You let them talk, you let them hang themselves. Let them hang themselves. All right. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Eventually it's going to come out. They're not going to be able to do it, right? If they talk enough circles, the lies come out, right? We all know how this goes. Like if you're once you get exhausted, you stop making the appropriate decisions to keep everything in alignment, and it's like, you know, like they just can't. Somebody can't, and they now know because they get had, they're about to be found out. I feel like this person almost knows they're going to get found out. I don't know why it feels that way, but it's like, but they're still trying, but they're so exhausted they're going to trip up. They can feel it, they know it, and they panic when it does. We got the word. It is a word, okay? But honesty came out. Honesty. I feel like that just is saying the truth is going to come out, and they're going to eventually have to be honest with you. Somebody's going to tell the truth. And I feel like because of this, here's the funny thing. Here's what's happening, guys. I got it. Thank you for it. On point today. Okay, so somebody, I'm assuming you, has been losing out on something because of somebody else's bullshit, somebody else's charade. Like, I don't know why they want to say it like that. If you have anybody that's past that acts silly or is fancy, I don't know, charade. I'm like, okay. You have lost out because of somebody else's act, somebody else's thing, shit show. And I feel like you have, okay, here's the thing, you've been at a loss this entire time. I'm feeling a long time, like not quite a decade, but over 4 years. So I feel like somebody has been in the negatives, what they're saying. Somebody's been in the negative because somebody else took, okay? And it's like somebody else's shit show, lies, whatever they were doing behind the scenes caused so much delay for you. It's like you should have been, things should have been more pleasant for you, is what they said. You know how like we sometimes say, okay, shit, they're coming through fast this week. Okay, remember sometimes we get like downloads, premonitions, things like that, and then it takes eons for it to come, and we're like, what the fuck? Seriously? I guess it would have been okay if everything was all hunky dory and great until then, but it wasn't. It was almost like you were running in the negative. You wouldn't have been so pissy or pithy about waiting or about knowing something so far in advance if the process, the ride there was fun. You know what I mean? Something tripped you up. Something has kept you out of that. It's as if somebody was like, no, 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 no. They were trying to make sure you didn't get to somewhere. And so it's like, I get the energy of like taking somebody's energy. And I have heard this before and I've never channeled it before, but it's almost like somebody wanting what you got. You know what I mean? And so they do things to kind of take your energy, like I don't know how this can happen. I got to be honest with you, but it's like, here's how they're putting it to me. It's almost like somebody wants to take your karma. Okay. However, but like the way that it's done is in a sense of, you know how like when somebody sends you negative energy, you can transmute it and use your energy to pump up, like almost like amplify your desires and your manifestations. Okay, that only works when you're in a good space, okay, and you're in the place to be able to do that, where true transmutation occurs, alchemization, right? And so it's almost as if somehow like they were reverse that shit, where they are taking, somehow they have had an in with you, like that energetic cord that you needed to drop. And so it's like because it was still like, there's some way that they were able to, I don't know if it's like they're giving me, okay, the Morgan's coming up. It's like, okay, we're just getting today's fucking woo woo. If you are not in the headspace to be woo woo, sayonara, sign off, okay? They're giving me chaos magic, like putting you into a sense of chaos. It's like, they're showing me that machine that creates electricity, and the faster it goes, the more electricity it makes, right? And so the more power there is, and it's like somebody's able to siphon that, like because you're in a state of heightened, like whatever, you know what I mean? And so it's almost like I don't think that you're like, it's not like somebody's like trying to uber harm you. I don't know how this works, but it's like, there's, I don't know. Okay. Somebody was trying to keep you in chaos. So whatever good energy came your way, they could siphon and use for their own benefit. And it's almost as if like, like that's kind of what people would want to do when they do lower energy work on somebody. They just don't want things to get to you. But when they know something good is, or good is, or you're in favor, like you're in a positive, like you attract positivity and like you attract a lot of energy and people like to feed you and stuff. They know they need to keep that away from you, but why waste that? Why waste that energy? I'll take it, send it my way. So it's almost like it never fully got to you. Does that make sense? Because the ride wasn't supposed to be as difficult as it was. The ride to this point wasn't supposed to be as difficult as it was. So somebody depleted you, kept you in the negative, is what I'm hearing. And then, and so it's like they've taken on so much stuff that was yours. And in fact, here's the thing. I feel like maybe they were seemingly doing better than you for quite some time. Here's the thing, whether you recognize who it is or not. Some of you do. Some of you know exactly who this is, and it's one of those things where it's like they probably at some point benefit from you or benefit from your presence, and you're like, what? Like I do so much, and we don't want to be in that wah stage, it's like when you go, I put so much out there, and it's like, how are these other people? It's like when you break up with a narcissist and you're like, how are they doing so well and I'm not? Chaos magic. Morgan's not gonna play that though. Like I am just feeling like the Morgan, look them up, look up. Oh gosh, actually the Morgan's in here. Morgan can use that type of energy. They use the energy of like spiritual warfare, battle to, but the Morgan will play favorites. I'm just gonna tell you, they will play favorites. I say it's considered one deity, but then again, if you read up, it's like a deity made up of multiple. It's almost like the Diva Triformis. It's like the Mother Maiden Crone type of scenario. Some say there's two, some say there's three that make up. Whatever. We're not getting into that. This isn't a history lesson. So the energy though is like they'll let something go. It's almost like they allow. Oh, we did a reading on this where they let it build so much up so that when it goes back, it like puts them out. So this feels like to me, whatever they were profiting from your not doing well. Just saying. But they're about to have to pay up. They know that they're in a danger of loss. They know that they're going to lose out. But look what's right here. Recuperation. You're going to recuperate all that's been taken from you. You're going to get it back. It's like a reciprocity. It's true karma. You know, like the way that our human likes to envision it, where it's like, oh, why are they doing so? Like, oh, they're not going to be doing so well. They're not going to be doing so well. And it's almost like, it's like, I don't care how long it takes. Like no matter how long it takes for you to recuperate everything that you've been in the negative for however long you've been in the negative for, that's how long. I feel like somebody, they keep giving me the Uno reverse. There was a whole lot of Uno reversing. Like once you caught on, shit, my heater turned on. Hold on, let me turn it off. Sorry, it'll go down. I know it's loud. I feel like you've done something where you started to that whatever they were sending in your way or whatever was put in place to mess with you, right? You took control. They're showing me the strength card where you took control of the beast within. Okay. You wrangled that back in. So you started calming the chaos. And from that, it's almost like their energy or their interference came to an awareness for you. And so there's like an Uno reverse, like whatever was sent or put in place on you, whatever lower energy work or negativity they were speaking on you got returned to them. I feel like it was projected back. Some truth's going to be coming out. We've got you're going to recuperate everything that you have been in the negative for. And this person, for some of y'all, it could be very tangible. Like for some people, this is a tangible thing they took from you. That should have been rightfully yours. There's something here with the friendship card. I want to go almost to the sense that, like, I want to say that this is somebody within your circle, but it's like I don't feel that. Maybe at some point they were, but I also feel like for some people it's somebody you don't really know, but somebody very aware of you. That's really shitty. It's like, how the fuck can you make the decision when you don't even know me to do X, Y, and Z? But anywho, there are people that will do that. For example, let me just give you one. A person who knows, let's say there's an individual that has a lot of care and concern about you and thinks very highly of you, and little Miss Pretty Thing comes in, male, female, doesn't matter, doesn't like that this person has that much and you're seen as a threat, even though you don't fucking know the person. They may have never even met you in person. And so they know, like you may have had a relationship with somebody and a connection with somebody and a closeness with somebody that they wanted, and they saw your connection or your closeness, you know what I mean, as a threat to theirs. They wanted the status that you had. Now, we all know that both of us can be real good friends with this person, or both of us can, like I can be a friend and you can be a girlfriend. Like, we don't got to do this. But for whatever reason, this person was like, no, you need to be removed from the picture. So some of y'all may have lost some people because of other people. You lost support networks. You lost, that kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, that shit's about to be turned around. So that's a way where you may not even know who the person is. You don't really have a connection, right? Or let's say it's somebody random that feels like you didn't have a right to be brought into a particular group for work or something like that, and they're like, she don't deserve it. I don't know what the scenario is, okay? But I do know that there's a very personal grudge, and it's been a hot fucking minute, okay? I feel like I'm meant to pull some more on this friendship card. I also feel like this also, I don't know why I'm getting a new energy as well. This could be a friendship being restored, or like new support networks coming in. So like maybe whatever because you've been in the down, okay, that makes sense. Because you've been in the down, because you've been in the negative, you've not been able to create you've not really been able to call in your soul tribe. I feel like the isolation went a little too far. The hermit mode went a little too far because your attention was elsewhere. And so like the connections that were meant to come into your life were delayed. I got it now. I got it. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Sometimes I just got to talk through it, and then they start to feed me images and stuff. And so I feel like because of this, it's like when they're saying you're going to recuperate some things. First off, I think that the truth is coming out even about you, and people, like, I feel like you're going to be seen in for what the truth is, right? Maybe somebody didn't give you a position because, other people were saying shit because they didn't think you deserved it. And this person suddenly realizes, you were the person I should have given that position to begin with, pure point blank. So the truth of something, there's going to be an honesty spoken, and you're going to recuperate what you've been missing out on this entire time. They're very much so bringing, I feel like this, if they're giving me in the red, like you're in the negative, I think this impacted your social status. I think this impacted your root chakra. I know it's chakra, but like I always say it wrong. Anywho, your stability, your security, and that's where the root of the chaos was. Like if they could keep you in chaos because of that, so then it's like you were constantly having to tread water, to stay alive, kind of thing. And so that's what happened. And so I think recuperation is about balancing things out in the material world, but they're definitely highlighting that in this interim, you were meant to meet people and have people come into your life. Because see, had they come in, that was part of the plan. Had they come in, you would have had the support. The chaos, your lack of stability wouldn't have been as great. You would have been given the opportunities. So in order to keep things at bay, it's like you were kept in a state of chaos so that things couldn't exactly come in, right? Because if you're not ever getting out, if you're not, if your attention isn't in like, if it's always on one thing, you're not able, like, there are certain avenues that because of you being preoccupied with certain things, because of your instability, you didn't entertain certain things. You may have become a recluse. You didn't go the places that you needed to go. Your attention wasn't where it needed to be in order for connections to be made. It's like a lot was impacted just from this. A lot. Like they're like, we're backlogged. The thing is, and we've had this before, but there's a need for discretion. They're literally saying that you need, the whole like once something comes in, don't speak on it, don't share it, don't be very careful of who you share this with. It's like moving in silence, right? You're gonna make moves because of this, but it's like don't. They're not saying to not celebrate. They're not saying to not enjoy yourself, to do certain things, but there's a need. I just heard to keep a low profile. So it's not that you are completely mute about what's happening. It's, those people who don't post shit on social media, and then when they're around you, they don't tell stuff. And so then, like later on, like 4 months later, somebody they start talking about something. You're like, when the fuck that happened? And you're like, I had no clue. It was completely happening. You still hung around them. You still like how did you keep that from me? Like, how did that, like, it's that kind of energy. It's like you're gonna be making some moves because of whatever's about to happen. And so there's a level of discretion. I also feel like the level of I feel like this is the way in which you move when the truth comes out, you keep your integrity about you. It's like you treat it like it is the fly. You don't give it any more attention than what it when you have to. Oh shit, you need to, for lack of better terms, behave as if you're above it. I just heard somebody saying, "Oh my God, you were right all along," and you're like, "I know." There's no need to be like all hypey and like, "I told you," and da-da-da. It's just that I know. Like, you don't have to. Everything is going to speak for itself. Okay, everything's going to speak for itself. So there's a level of discretion, but I think this absolutely has everything to do with, and here's the other thing. I don't know who this one's for, but some of the people that you're going to meet, there needs to be a level of discretion on that as well. Like the support system, the people you network with, it's almost as if we don't want everybody to, don't introduce them to every single person. Don't let people know that you met this person that's going to be able to da-da-da. Just, and there's something about, for somebody's level of status. There's a reason to be just, like, I don't know if, again, I can only fathom they're not giving me this. I'm just like trying to think through what that could be. Somebody in a sense of authority, somebody like higher up on a, this would be like meeting, like if you were like in the music industry and meeting with executives, producers, and like you don't go around just telling everybody stuff, right? Sometimes, it's like you might poo-poo on it, and like there's that old adage, like, don't tell people because you'll ruin it kind of thing, like you'll make it not happen. I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm not saying that's not the case. Like, I don't know who that's for, but it's like there's just a level of, I just heard decorum, and also just, right? But by all means, fucking celebrate. Like, whatever this is, it's like you don't have to put shit on blast, but you can, by all means, go do some things to make you feel good about it. Like, when something good, okay, I don't mean to sound mean. But some of us, when we break up from a bad relationship or maybe get divorced, we might go out and celebrate. People don't fucking know. We're not putting it on blast, but we're like we're feeling good, right? And we are just, with the energy. It's kind of like that. It's like there's nothing saying that you have to like humble yourself and still move in silence and be hermity, right? No, celebrate. There's reason to celebrate with this. You're going to have the opportunity to celebrate. But I think with the scenario of whatever is about to unfold or whatever comes to light, use your discretion is what they're saying. Okay? And use your discretion. Be more discreet. Use more discernment in regards to who you bring in the fold. I heard there's a mole. So maybe there is somebody that you are aware of that just is a blabbermouth, and things kind of like they're showing them the telephone, like, like where one person tells them one person and another person tells them, it's almost like something can get back to people. So, okay. So now, okay. Oh, I got more questions now. Okay. I'm knocking stuff off, guys. In life, many will come against you with emotions to harm, but react with understanding to stop the cycle. Grow to a monster that will destroy your peace and harmony. You mean like, okay, so Troy, the way that I took that is a little bit like people will do this to you, and then like when shit hits the fan for them or starts to come back on them, they're suddenly like, really, I'm so sorry, and very like they change their tune. Is that what you're saying? Like, I'm trying to because they don't want it to come back on them. That's why I'm hearing you saying like they'll try to stop that cycle. Like, oh, I'll get really good now, so that I don't reap the I don't reap the whatever of what I just did. Yeah, they will. They will. And Troy, you're very, very accurate on that. Yeah. Yeah, the fuck they will. They'll try to change their tune real fucking quick and like make amends, and suddenly they're so sorry and whatever you want, and they'll be very amenable because they think that it'll lessen the blow for them. Like, they know they're going to catch it anyways, but they think it'll lessen the blow. And it's like, no. They'll try to get back in your good graces and act like, whatever. Mm-mm. Yeah. Be meticulous and patient. This reminds me of being the Seven of Swords, where it's like very strategic. I mean, we all have emotions, but I feel like you're going to be very strategic about who you talk to, what you share who with, and who you allow to see your reaction to. Does that make sense? You won't celebrate with everybody. I'm just telling you. Okay? You're going to, I feel like you're going to celebrate yourself. Okay? You're going to celebrate yourself. You may not even tell anybody. You may just suddenly like reappear on the scene, and you're like, "Hey, friends, where you?" It's like the people that have been like, "Where have you been? You've been missing, MIA," and it's because you've been in hermit mode and isolation, and you suddenly pop back up on the scene. You don't tell them what really happened, what went down. You're like, "Nah," but you celebrate. You celebrate in silence, right? But this meticulous and patient reminds me of the discretion. The meticulous is. I don't even think it's patient. I don't even think it's patient. I feel like almost like this is the energy you've had to be in. It's almost like you had to play your cards right. You may have known. Some of you knew this motherfucker. Some of you didn't know who it was, but you knew shit was being done on you. And so you were like playing the waiting game. You knew this shit would pop off at some point. You knew the dam would break. But it's also like, there's a sense of continue that. Like in this, where you've had to play this game, the long game for something, you learned how to be discerning, not just meticulous. It's the strategic. It's like discerning on how you maneuver, who you trust, who you do what in front of, like that strategy. There's a level of strategy and strategy isn't just like being manipulative and plotting things out. It's like deep within you. Now, I'm not going to react initially. I'm going to wait to see everybody else's reaction and then give. You know what I mean? Like, you're not as impulsive. While you wear your heart on the sleeve, you don't act like the Knight of Wands, right? Where he just reacts to things. You don't fucking react. That's what it is. You don't react. You're more calculated about how you respond to things. that has boded well for you. Can I just tell you that? So if you're not aware, you definitely learned, right? Because something tells me if you were in the negative, you were having to deal with. If the people that were supposed to be there to support you couldn't come in and make connections with you, you were having to stay in an existing arena that wasn't supportive to you, which includes people, and you had to learn how to survive in that. So there's a level of like, you're so much more discerning than you used to be. Because it's almost like not everybody should get to experience your joy and celebration. Not everybody should be sitting at the table when something goes right for you and having a cup of your wine, right? Right. So it's literally like maintain that honor. Like you're going to have a lot of honor and good luck. I feel like your self-image is going to improve. The way that people perceive you, respond to you, receive you, like all of that's about to improve greatly. And with that comes a lot of good luck. It's going to seem like good luck, is what they just said. It's going to seem like good luck. The honor and good luck reminds me of the card in here, or which one is it? Which one is, oh, yes, it is in here. The high honor. Oh my fucking God, the chills. Oh my God, the chills. Bitches, it's on the bottom of the deck as soon as I pick it up. Let me read it to you. High honor. Look at them being on point today. I love it when it's like this. Hold on. Here it is. Let me read it to you, okay? We're just about to... This is some gashish. We're doing good. So, okay, hold on. Okay. High honor, all right? This is the honor and good luck is like this. They're synonymous, they're telling me. The most enabling and positive card. Here we see the signifactor receives a salute. Literally, it means trophies, medals, honor, success, promotion, a raise, acing an exam, or graduating with honors. The signifactor, meaning you, is on his way up socially or professionally. You're getting more recognition. You're getting accolades. You're being well received by people. More abstractly, it also represents, that's tall buildings and stuff like that. It's not meaning that right now. Okay. So it indicates achievement, career advancement, recognition, promotion. Where to go? It says, it says what's shown by the surrounding cards will surely come to pass. I shit you not, it says that. This card announces success. For an example, it gives you examples in the form of a job acceptance or promotion. In a relationship, high honor can imply an invitation or even a declaration of love. It signifies solving problems and therefore can demonstrate the resolution of all difficulties. You are deserving of your awards. The fact that was on the bottom of the deck, I'm like, oh, they're showing me the bitch, please. Okay. All right. So it's like I think also it doesn't feel like a lot of patience, but being meticulous and patient, they're like, use a little discretion just yet. Okay. Because it's almost like a sequence of events, first something has to be removed, right? Like if you're driving down a road and a tree fell, first it's got to be removed. Once it's removed, they're going to then sweep up the debris. Then you get back in your car. Then you put it into drive, and then you can take off, right? It's not like you're just like, as soon as it's a little bit of a process, right? But I don't feel like this major delay. I promise you, it feels like as soon as this happens, there's almost an immediate influx of positivity, like a shroud is lifted. But if we're talking about recuperation, right, to get you back to the level, like it's almost like immediate positivity, but to get you back to the level where you should have been all along, Because at this point, I feel like you were supposed to have something come in. Like you were being brought to this point, right? You've been working to get to this space. So you were already meant to have something good. And you were already meant to already be experiencing good. And so it's like, it's going to take a minute to accumulate, right? Everything that you've lost. Okay. But the turnaround is immediate. Does that make sense? What requires the patience and it's almost like to have it completely reflected to the status that you deserve. I don't know why I'm saying that. If we're talking about accolades and recognition, it's like the immediate positivity would be somebody saying, I really want you to do something X, Y, and Z. And then it might take a while for other people to catch on and be like, oh my God, you really are good at that. You know what I mean? It's like once you get hired and you start doing stuff, and then it's like, maybe the other partners in the firm or whatever else it is weren't really sure, but then they start to see. And so you start getting more and more. And then you get like the really good cases, or I don't fucking know, right? I'm just giving shit. Okay. I'm just giving you examples. So it's like, to build up where they're talking about might take a little bit of time. So be patient. We did talk about this the other day. I did a reading where I did it and then published it. And I said something, bitch, it does. It lines up. I didn't even see it at first, y'all. I fucking did not see it until right this minute. So remember I said something's going to come in and it felt like within a week? Oh, that's why they said the week. I swear to God. It's like something starts immediately, but it doesn't come to full fruition for a little bit of time because they kept giving me like Leo and Scorpio season. Like they're giving like a 3-month window when it's going to culminate to like a peak or something. You know what I mean? And so this is like, be patient. Immediately things are going to get better. However, when you're recuperating your losses, it takes a while to get out of the red, right? And it's okay. It's okay. So that might be also where the discretion comes into play, right? So it's like, just because shit gets good and you realize things finally turn doesn't mean that you can go hog wild. You've got to recuperate everything that you've lost. Let's pretend like we're a business. If I'm in the red, that means I'm negative money. I got to get the money to come in just to get even, and then I can start making a profit, right? So that can take time. So I do get the feeling, though, whatever is in between, whatever new starts, and then the build up to some kind of peak, like some kind of like culmination. And by all means, that culmination is just a brand new beginning, like another start to something. You know what I mean? I think instead of culmination, I'm gonna say, like, let's say there's like a timeline and there's markers, like these markers that you're gonna hit on your timeline. It's like the first marker when you really finally realize shit's going, like you realized before then, but when it reaches this point. So what I'm seeing is when the initial good happens, it's like the way that you were meant to have an easier, more pleasant road to this. Don't get me wrong. We all still had some healing and shit that happened. It never means that the road is perfect. It just shouldn't have been as shitty as it was. You should have been able to enjoy the ride to this point. You should have been, you know what I mean? And it's like you weren't, you didn't. And so they're saying from whatever is happening now, it's all good. It's going to feel good. It reminds me of the privileged lady, where things just start happening more smoothly. And it's like a phase of good luck, Man, it's funny when I get to use this deck and I'm not even pulling from it. They're just like showing me the cards in my head. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then, so it's almost like enjoy the ride. Like now you get to enjoy the ride. And I feel like a part of you is going to be like, this is so good. I'm so happy. I'm so relieved. You're going to be so happy with it. But it's like, actually, it's like, well, technically you're meant to be here. Like if you think this is good, like you're just so relieved to be free of that shit. You're going to be very happy. I'm just saying. And they're like, oh, well, then you just wait. It's going to get really good. That's the way it feels to me. And then what is the last card that we pulled out from this? Bitch, triumph over adversity. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. Well, that one just got messed up. Am I supposed to use this one? No, they want me to use this one. I cannot believe it's been 44 minutes. It does not feel like I've been on for 44 minutes, y'all. Gosh. I know some people want me to get to the point, but like Spirit really be wanting to really explain some things. Like I'm meant to explain the way it feels. Like I'm being put into your energy so you can understand as it unfolds. Like there'll be a level of recognition. It just takes some time sometimes, you know what I mean? I'm good. I'm glad something made sense. Yeah, whatever's about to happen, I feel like there's a heavy emphasis. Now, I want you all to remember, when I did that reading, at first I saw the Ace of Swords, and I said a month. I was like, wait, what the fuck am I talking about? Ace of Swords. Swords are never months for me. That's the cut suit. And so I was like, okay. So for some of you, it might spill over just a little bit longer. But here's the thing. I feel like they're saying this month, much like they're saying this week. So it does feel like within by the end of the month, something is going to happen. Because look at this. We got the 7 of Pentacles when something breaks ground. It literally says, seeds well planted, no need to worry, just a brief pause. And they're like, but I feel like the seeds well planted is the piece that they're talking about. Something, when you put a seed in and finally you've been waiting, and it just breaks ground. And that's the whole point. That's the process they're telling you about. They're like, look, what's about to happen is the seed breaking ground. And that's when you're like, yes. And so you got this little tiny plant and you're like, yay. But you have to be patient because guess what that motherfucker's going to do? It's going to get huge and then it's going to bear fruit. Okay. But you're just happy it broke ground. So for the next 2 months, you're tending to it and you're doing this and you're like, oh, and then you're fine with it. You're okay with the fact that it's going to take a little time for the fruit because you're willing to put in the work because shit, something's fucking happening now, right? You was a little panicked though before it broke ground. You didn't know if you had done enough, but you did. It breaks ground. They just said immediate return on investment though. So whatever, like before, when you're tilling the ground and you're putting the fertilizers down and you're aerating things and you're prepping things and you're making your planter boxes and everything, there's no immediate return on investment. None. However, once that plant starts to break ground, when you do certain things, like you put the stake in and you tie it up, it immediately benefits it. When you cut off the lower limbs of the plant, it immediately benefits the plant. As soon as you see any mildew or spots on it and you take, it's like everything has, and like you can see it consistently growing. Like like you right before your eyes, right? But I also get the sense that there is like I feel like saying, when I say an immediate return on investment, I mean like you're going to be benefiting from this as soon as it happens. It's just like when it starts, it's just not where it can go, but it will be there. Does that make sense? Ten of Swords. The reason why I love this card, because literally at the bottom it says the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better. Recovery. So that might be also what they're talking about with this whole like being patient, and because it's going to be a beautiful ride until you get to that point. It's like, I feel like you're going to have a period of recovery. It's almost like we don't want you to jump right into the big shit just yet, because you need to it's almost like, okay, when you have had so much stress for so long, it takes a toll. I have done this before, guys. When you go through your healing process and you get out of that consistent trap of cortisol and your nervous system being dysregulated and everything else like that, like you look old and haggard and torn and tattered when you're going through it. Stress makes you ugly. Okay? We all know this. And it's amazing when it's almost like that recovery period, which we've been talking about this rehab, where it's like things get good. And then so you can take your time to almost like, I just see the evidence of the stress melting away on somebody. They're showing me somebody who just suddenly gets like this youthful appearance and a glow and it's like, because it almost kind of takes a little bit to shake things off, like a dog who gets wet. Initially, he shakes and everything comes flying off, but he's not completely dry, right? But like, I feel like you get to shake off whatever the fuck has been happening. And so that's why they're like, just, it's going to be good, but it's going to be better. Okay, so just know that. But I think you're going to be very relieved. Just a second. It's a book. It's a book. It's a good one. Bitch. What? The Fool card? Yes. Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. This brand new beginning. You are like, yes. I feel like that's you. Kind of reminds me of the sun energy, like where it's like it's a fuck yes to something, right? If it's not a fuck yes, then it's a no. This is just like, you are so happy. You're so ready. You're like, it's like when spring finally hits and like you're ready to go for that hike because you've been inside all winter and you're just like, I'm ready. And you just go for it. Mm-hmm. This is what it feels like. That's what that feels like. You're going to take a leap of faith. And it says, following your dreams and unexpected opportunities. Then we have the fucking Chariot. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. As soon as this breaks ground, you're like, you jump on that. You take a leap of faith. You go for it. No hesitation. No hesitation. Then we have the Chariot, which is about success and victory. Absolutely. But it literally says at the bottom of it, public recognition. Public recognition, okay? It's like it also says an important achievement. You have follow through with this. This is the kind where you don't just start and then you stop because everything's too hard in life or because you don't have the motivation or because you don't have the passion. Like there's a level of, and remember Chariot, Rhino Spirit, like, move, bitch, get out the way. Like you are charging forward. Like this has momentum behind it. And then I swear to fucking God, it's literally called renewal in this deck. It's the Judgment card, by the way. You're going to say yes, you're going to follow this. Like you don't have any qualms about it is what they've said. It literally says moving in a new direction and favorable assessment of the facts. Meaning like this is like, as soon as you take moves, as soon as you say yes to this. So this definitely feels like it's a new beginning. It's going to feel like a clean slate. You're going to start taking moves. We'll get to the whole whoever the fuckery fuck this is and what happens to them and how they get removed. But it's like you take the bull by the horns, it feels like. It's like the Fool card. They call him the Fool because he's willing to take risks. He just goes out there, be damned what might happen, and he just does his thing, right? But in this deck, it's called the Dreamer. It's willing to go after this. Is taking, I swear to God, this is such good shit, guys. That I didn't even know that's but you're answering some kind of call. You're being called to it. You're called to this moment and you say yes to it and you move forward. And boy, were you patient for whatever the hell this is. Da-da-da-da. Okay. So it always says this is the Page of Cups. Something new that you love becomes introduced into your life. It's like, but here's the other thing. If you think of the traditional Rider-Waite, like in the Rider-Waite one, the Page of Cups, his cup is full, but out pops a fish. It's like you have no clue how abundant this is going to be. You have no clue how much more is included in this than what you initially see. You just don't. You don't know yet. But this is. It's like your heart's saying yes to this. This is something that's so worthwhile, but it is being brought into you. So okay, so we got two questions here. We got two. Okay, I don't know when that's upside down. I don't know if we want to even ask about fuckface over here, who is whatever, but because I feel like, again, remember when I said that this thing happens, you're like, like, and I do think that with the discretion, it's like, we're not going to give a shit. We're not going to share if we give a shit to anybody. Okay. So let's ask a quick question about this, because this makes it, if you've got bookend, you've got the Fool with the Page of Cups. Obviously, that feels like something's on offer, something, a new type of opportunity, right? So something is lifted. You can go after it. This definitely feels like if you go after it, like, I feel like you're going to be very committed to it. And I was like, it's going to be very successful, because you do answer the call, because you do feel called to do this, because you feel like it's in alignment with you, right? And it does say it's a new direction. So that just, what are we doing? 2 readings in one? Because now I feel like we've got to ask more questions. And I'm like, really? Oof. Yeah. Golden Universal, guys. We're just going there. Chariot. With a corinky dink. I shit you not, Page of Cups. I was trying to, like, get it a little more. With the Wheel of Fortune. What the fuck? Let's get a good understanding, Spirit. What's going on here? Oh, they're saying this week again. So it's like closer. They're talking about what's happening right about now. Aw, Manishka, I'm so sorry. Here, we will edit this to get rid of the fuckeries. Hold on 1 second. There we go. There you go. I put it to subscribers. If they're gonna fuck around, they at least gotta give me some kind of a boost, even if it's temporary. So that's curious. We have the Judgment card and the Seven of Pentacles, both of which are already on the board. Let me start pulling. Like, how shitty is your life if you gotta spend time coming here doing dumb shit? Like, your life is boring as fuck. Like, let me wave my red flag and tell people how pathetic I am. There's going to be a decision made fast, because on the bottom was I had the King of Swords, which I just heard decision, and then we've got the Eight of Wands. So I don't know if there's going to be like you having, look, are you shitting me? Now it's the King of Cups. Okay. Stop, Sean. Stop. Let's just pull cards. What's up? Well, he came out again. There he be. Mr. King of Swords. I feel like you're not going to give a shit. You don't. No way. And the King of Cups. Bitch, did I just show you all? King of Swords, King of Cups. What the fuck? Okay. First off, guys, if there's 6 people watching, shouldn't there be 6 likes on this video? I'm just saying. Surely you wouldn't still be here if you didn't like what I was doing. It's called reciprocity. Show the love, guys. Excusez-moi. Excusez-moi. There's going to be a quick decision to be made, but I'm also picking up on a different, I feel like, okay, 5 of Swords here. there's a story with this, right? There's two people walking away. Two people walking away in this one, okay? This person, whatever battle there was, is the victor. That's you. It's curious that there's more than just one person walking away back here. It's like this is the did I say something wrong? Sorry if I offended. Who, you, Terry? Nobody said anything about you. I don't know, honey. I don't know what you're talking about. We got rid of fuckers. We got rid of other people that were just being stupid. Okay, so here's the thing. I think that's why the whole meticulous, you played the long game. That's why they were talking about strategy, because this is all the mental realm, the thinking, the strategy. Oh, I misunderstood. I didn't see that. Oh, yeah, no, we got rid of the dummies. But you probably didn't see it because you probably deleted them before you realized, that kind of thing. So, so this is like, I guess they thought you were stupid, but you played the long game and you won. Here's the thing with the person that has this, and it's like, was this whole fuck show worth it in the end? Like, that's the question that the Five of Swords is going to ask somebody. Somebody has to win in this scenario, but at what cost? I feel like that's the biggest thing, because here the thing is, you got these two people walking away and they've thrown their swords down. They've got nothing left. They've got nothing left. Somebody has to be the victor, and it feels like it's going to be you. Now I'm questioning. I'm wondering now. I'm like, are these the two people that are in the background? Because we do have an air sign and a water sign. I don't know. Whatever this is, you come out on top, though. Whatever this situation is. Okay? I'm also getting, sometimes they just go around, like with this decision, I feel like somebody, okay, two things. They're giving me several scenarios. So I'm assuming we're getting into the places where things will start panning out for, like they start going the other directions. So the King of Swords, for me, says something about, it's like your energy is making the decision. And I don't know if that has anything to do with, the King of Swords, he doesn't fuck around. Okay? He doesn't make a move till he knows he's in the right and he's going to win. I'm just saying. And so then we have the Five of Swords, right? Yeah, Five of Swords. And then this. Like, somebody is going to make a decision. Like, you went out. I swear. Like, I feel like something, for some people, something's presented. The King of Cups is going to bring in something, because we got the Page of Cups, right? So the Page is bringing you an offer from the King type of thing. And then here you are being the King of Swords, like making a decision towards something. And from that, because of that, you become a victor. I'm also getting, this could be two individuals where it's like, I think those signs, like those zodiacs matter for somebody out there, because they're like, oh, look, there's an air sign and a water sign. You become the victor in this situation. I don't know your situation. But then there's also like, both of these are you, where remember we said there's a level of discretion. Like, the King of Cups is an exceptionally intuitive, deep, caring, well of abundance individual, but doesn't necessarily show that, right? He's very discerning on who he shows that to. And so it could be just one of those things where they're saying, you make a decision, okay? You go for something, you win in that scenario, because I'm just getting winning at this. They're giving me that heavily. Like, some other people might feel like you manipulated a situation, or like took advantage of a situation. But really, this is a situation, like this situation is bigger. They're looking at the moment, I think we're talking about somebody over here. Oh, motherfucker. Yeah, they're looking at the moment, and it's like, no, this has been an ongoing battle, and somebody had to be the victor. It just so happens that the victor's you. They might think it's unfair. Well, maybe you shouldn't have gone to war. Maybe you shouldn't have done all this. Maybe you shouldn't try to take what wasn't yours for so long. Okay? Maybe you shouldn't have been getting in the way of somebody else's success. Just maybe. And so therefore, it's like from this victory, there's a level of like with how you present afterwards, if that makes sense. That discretion. Star card, Nine of Pentacles, something coming in. It's being guided to you, this opportunity. I feel like it all happens at just the right time. It happens at the right time. So what, Spirit, let's just ask them. If you're going to bring them up, we're going to ask, what is going on? What's going down with this person? What's going down with them? Oh, we might, okay. We know a truth is coming out, and it's going to make them lose out. Period, point blank. Maybe we should put that at the beginning. I mean, I know people are going to do it anyways, but maybe when we do our little thing, like the like, share, subscribe, we also put please, because due to the nature of this reading, any personal questions will be deleted, or please do not spam the chat for X, Y, and Z, just so that they realize if we do it, it's a rule and it's posted up top. Maybe. I think I'm supposed to, okay. Oh, I swear. Okay. I'm asking about the other person, and of course, Spirit's like, I got some more to say. I'm like, fine. Huh? Oh, I didn't see that. Thank you. Well, then, never mind. Ignore what I said. Their fault, then things get deleted and everything else like that. Okay. Okay. So, I feel like this is for you. This Page of Water. The Knight of Pentacles that we saw has everything to do with something work related, something collaborative, something that can be done with the assistance of somebody else. I just like, it's a collaboration. Again, I was already feeling like somehow money was brought into, and it would make sense that this is work related because it's something where something starts and then it grows. I get it. Not to say that it can't be love for somebody, because Three of Pentacles often frequently also indicates building something with somebody else, right? It is that collaborative energy. And so, but we have the Page of Pentacles, Page of Water, Page of Pentacles, with the Three of Pentacles, which definitely feels like a work-related opportunity for expansion. You know what I'm saying? And to add more to that, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which then really highlights when it's almost like something pops off so that you can put all your energy behind it and focus behind it. So because the Eight of Pentacles is like a specific skill set that you've cultivated over time. And so now it's like you're very precise, detailed, and good at executing something because of all the the preparatory work that you put into something and learning something. And so that's why it tends to be very focused on something very specific that you do. But it's almost like getting to an opportunity to expand in an area of work that you want to, with a specific talent, and it puts you out in front. We got the Emperor. Now, in some of the other reads, Emperor showed up as the thing, that moment that you've been waiting for, the thing that would put energy out to get you to come to this moment, and you've arrived, and it's like the Emperor is the person or the thing, the situation that presents itself. It's like it's been waiting for you, right? So this is probably connected to that. Let's keep going. I was wanting to know about the person, but yeah, Ace of Pentacles, guys. This is what's happening. I am so curious. And the Moon. I'm going to pull on that one. Oh. So we got the Moon, which could indicate fears, but also following your intuition. We've got the Eight of what is wrong with me? Swords. Holy shit. What? For crying out loud. Okay. So it's almost like I feel like the Moon is saying whatever you have feared, whatever has kept you in limbo, I think there's a level of subconscious fear wrapped up in this other person or situation that is going to be, you know what I mean? Because you're going to get word on that. We've got the Page of Swords, which is like hearing something about something that you were not aware of. That's also the Moon. Something that was hidden. But I think it has everything to do with something that kept you, that's wrapped up in a fear. I think you're going to catch news on this person. It's literally like that was, even as much as you wanted to pretend like it wasn't, like you also had a deep-seated fear of, I think you're afraid it's still going to come to pass. Like when you catch wind of this and you catch wind of that, you still fear a little bit somehow that other energy, because it was in play for so long, it might still be able to interfere. It's just, it kind of comes up. Does that make sense? Like from this, it just, and you know what I mean? But I also think that you're going to, you're going to realize, thank you, Spirit. You're going to realize when you catch wind, meaning the Page of Swords, when you get the information on this other person, on this other situation that has kept you, whatever, this one that was trying to take your glory, take your, what should have been yours, take your energy, like that energy sucking situation, that chaos magic, that whatever, who or whatever was behind that. When you catch wind of it, you're going to realize just how much there was a fear associated with it and how much it kept you stuck. It kept you in a place of not wanting to even try to move forward, right? So in the midst of you trying to tread water and your energy being constantly focused on this, you also didn't have the energy to ever really, like, it's almost as if whatever they did could be considered a bit traumatic itself as well. It was difficult to bear. It was difficult to deal with. And you may have given up on trying to even make any moves towards something because you just thought, okay, I guess it's just not going to happen. You may have put it to rest. And I think that there's going to be some revelation with what's presented. One, I think there's hope restored, but also you come to this revelation of how much the fear that you had developed a fear also. Because the Eight of Swords is all about self-imposed entrapment, right? It's you kind of like standing in your own way. And it's like that comes up, it bubbles up. Something comes to light about the situation, you catch wind of it, and you end up, I just get a sense of feeling lighter, freer, and then there's a recognition of how much that really hampered you and how your lack of motivation, your lack of follow through, your lack of whatever wasn't just because you were treading water. It was because you were that fawning, that freeze, you were paralyzed in fear. You felt you were part of being held in that spot because you were too afraid of what, like, the ramifications of taking some type of action because of what was going on. Like, the fear is released is what I want to say. The fear, like the fear of whatever this other situation that has been with you for so long, it's released. It's like you get free from it. Whatever kept you trapped, this energy, and kept you treading water, you catch wind and you get free from it. But you also are simultaneously freed from the fear. Like, that was even heavier. So, are we allowed to know anything about this person and what they've done? Defeat. I guess it's different for everybody, but this probably pretty much sums it up. Only thing you need to fucking know, defeat. It's like they are finally defeated. Their bullshit, the shit they try to pull, the shit they sent your way, they get defeated. Anything else about this person? Okay, guess not. This is like, it's going back to the other thing. Like, someone else, part of your recuperation is something coming from somebody else. It's almost like Spirit's like, no. Like, as in the negative you felt, it's their turn. It's their turn. But it's all like, you know how like when a little kid takes something from another little kid, and part of that lesson is they have to walk over to that person and return it. That's what it feels like. Like, Spirit's like, I'm going to take from them and give it back to you. And this may be hitting on that thing I talked about where, like, your tower moment is somebody else's tower moment. Because I've never read it like this, where, like, you're recouping something from somebody else. You get to recoup your losses. Like when a person gets found for fraud and they have to pay everything back, but it puts them in a bad place. Yeah. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Let me just, whatever comes in is the Page of Wands. We've got 3 pages here. This is something very brand new. We've got with the Fool card. It is like in the High Honor. There is something that gets ushered in. I don't think it's just going to be I think something presents itself at just the right time as something else happens somewhere else. Okay. And because there's too many pages are all about something that comes in. They're the messenger cards. They usher something in, right? Or something is revealed. It's like it's like if I'm gonna think something's on offer, I really do think that it's the page. It's like the brand new start. There's so many starting energies here. Okay. And this is like a restore to passion. This is a return to excitement, adventure, being fired up about something. You know what I mean? It's like a brand new spark, and it happens fast. We got the Eight of Wands, where it takes off fast. Whatever it is, it expands fast. Your ships are coming in. We got the Eight of Wands. We got a lot of wands and pentacles up in this mug. So we have the Three of Wands, which is all about your ships are finally coming in. The reciprocity finally fucking happens. The reciprocity happens fast. It comes in swiftly. And it's funny because they pull out together both the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords already. Let's just remember what the Ten of Swords is saying. The end to a difficult situation. It's like the end of constantly being in fear. We've talked about it already. It's the end of the fucking stress. It's end of anxiety. It's the end of treading fucking water. It's the end. Shit is changing. I don't know if I'm really meant to get into, I feel like the problem sometimes presents itself when I try to get details of like whatever happens with this other person is going to be a little bit different. This person, situation, scenario where they go through a loss. That motherfucker has finally overstepped. They get found out and they know it. They know it. And so, yeah, it's like, which tips things in your favor, which automatically makes you the victor. Right? And it's like simultaneously that gets put on pause and fear is lifted from you, and something, an opportunity for something new is presented, and you, like a gung-ho person, take that shit, you run with it. There's a level of luck and where did it go? Being able to get what was meant for you. Like there's a triumph over adversity. Brand new start in life. You're going to recoup what you've lost. And you're going to have reason to celebrate. Okay. We're not gonna sit here and like beat something into the ground. I think we get the gist of this. I didn't know it was gonna, go the way that it did, but it makes sense. All makes sense. I really love that was on the bottom of the deck. And then the King of Swords with the King of Cups came out together, and it's like, after I just seen them on the splits, I was like, what the fuck? That was good. I like little moments like that. It makes me happy. It makes me smile as a reader. So, okay. Again, I think the idea behind this week is this is the tipping point. This is the tip off. And it's a tip off to things being easier for you. Makes sense? I hope it makes sense. Yeah. Recuperate and elevate. You're right, Manishka. I totally fucking forgot we had a solar eclipse. Well, and I don't really like do a whole like everybody's like this is a big week. I'm like every week's a big week. So it's funny that actually collides. That those line up like that with what they're saying. I'm like, okay. Kelsey's like, I had to peace out. I'll come back and listen to it later. This flew out. Revolution. I don't know why. I was just kind of like going back. I don't know why I feel like I'm still, my toddler was being a toddler. I feel you on that one. What happens when your older children still toddler? I'm just saying. Aww. I don't know why I feel like I'm supposed to post some more cards. And I'm like, I feel done with that message, but like something needs to be said. And they're still repeating this week for me. By all means, if you're done, you can hop off. That's all good. I don't want this to go on much longer, Spirit. I feel like there's a change, and I feel a change for the channel coming on, but not like in the sense of like, more like I'll get back to how things used to be where I could do like the quicker reads and things like that. And like, it's not going to be this big, something. I just feel like Spirit's really been holding us through this last little process. Terry, look at you. I read for both Work and Love. Thank you very much. Or tried. Here, let's clear out the energy. But it's like I feel like things are going to get a little more smooth with the energies. Because this last little bit has been weird, y'all. Okay? We know this. I used to, like, the Coffee and Tarots did, well, I thought 45 minutes was long. I'd be up on here like I'm doing personal reads or some shit. So... You don't need to quit with the love. Love. Okay, Spirit, what are you wanting to? Where are we going with this? I'm just along for the ride. I don't know where we're going. I also feel like in the next little bit, I'm going to be able to get into a place because I had like mold toxicity and like stuff like that. I had, my body is prone, if I don't eat correctly and do certain things and certain cleanses, it's prone to having yeast overgrowth, like a systemic yeast problem. And when I do that, that's where the extra weight comes from and things like that. And as soon as I take care of that, I'm like, you know how I've been having sinus stuff? I'm not good when it comes to mold. In the spring, mold gets kicked up because the grass gets cut. And so like, I think there's a culmination of a couple of things. And it really hit when I did that cleanse earlier. Remember, I started to try and do the cleanse. But I started going through something back in November. It started. And I started having like one thing after another. And I was like, oh no, I know what this is. And sure enough, I have like candida overgrowth in my body again. I am one of those people, guys. I have to eat a certain way because otherwise it creates an environment for yeast to grow easily. I do know it's probably, I need to do some parasite cleanses because I play in the creeks all the time. And I haven't. I tried to do one earlier this year, and it sucked. Like whatever product I was using didn't work. And so I have to do that again. And the last time I did it, oh, my body was great. It was amazing for like 3 or 4 years. But I had like one summer that was really, I spent a lot of time outside. So I just have to do better. Like I got to a place where like, because things were so hectic with my father's passing and then moving and then I just kind of like, I'm the person that does excellent during crisis. It's after crisis that I fall apart. And then I fell apart and I just let shit happen. And now I've got to do all kinds of stuff. And before people try to say black walnut, whatever, that's what I used. It didn't fucking do shit. Maybe the product I had was shitty. I don't know, but it didn't do nothing. So I've got another one coming that I'm working on. And so if I start looking like a pizza face again, it's because I'm purging. But I have a feeling I'm going to be able to get my body back in order. Well, here's the thing. Eating the junk is because that candida overgrowth already happened. You and I both know this. But it's really difficult because like we can get headaches. We can get fatigue. It's like we will not feel better until we eat the junk, until we eat the bread. You know what I'm saying, Kelsey? And so until we feed that candida. And it's like you and I both know we got to go through. And it is like there's a lot of there. I think there's some stuff in my house. Because the last time I had it this bad, yeah, there was something in the house. And what happens is my body can only do so much. Because both of those, mold and candida, are a fungus. And so if your body gets overloaded with one type of fungus, it throws everything out of whack. And so it's one of those things where like I was already in I was hyper stressed and my body's dysregulated because, again, I do great during crisis. It's after crisis that I fall apart. You know what I'm saying? And so then when your body's already trying to like recalibrate and everything else like that, and then you get into a place where there's a lot of mold, and then it's because I was here for a period of time, and then in November it just was like a domino effect, and I just couldn't get out of it. And so you have to kind of like get back to a place, Kelsey, I know you know this, you have to like get back to a place of peace within and take some time regulating your nervous system before you attempt those, like changing your diet and like doing the cleanses to get rid of the candida, because it's hell. Can I just tell you that doing a cleanse for mold and candida in your body is actually worse than a parasite cleanse? People can feel immediately better after a week of starting the parasite cleanse. Like, I've got, they might go through a little bit of symptoms, but I'm telling you, it's harder to get rid of out of your system. And then it's harder, the die-off is longer because you have to change your whole diet, because if your body gets so used to the diet, I don't know why I'm talking about this. Maybe because you and I needed to talk about that, Kelsey, because maybe we're both about to go through the same thing. My sign to go ahead with a cleanse. Yes, because whatever mama has, baby's going to be predisposed to, right? And so, yeah, it's hard, guys. It takes a toll. But incentive of summer coming up, I am not taking this body into the summer. Can I just tell you that much? I like boobs. If I could keep those. We know I won't. We know I won't. I'm praying I can keep the boobs, but whatever. All right, guys. So if you've stuck around and you're still here, then maybe you're meant to hear this message, right? We went on a tangent. So, Kelsey, I'm going to be messaging you then and be like, I'm about to murder some. I will never really actually ever do that because I'm a wuss. It's more metaphorical. I'd be more likely to jump off a bridge myself than I would, okay? So when I say that stuff, it's not actually real. I don't really mean it. But I would be like, girl, oh my God, people have a death wish. It would not be bad. the headaches. Oh my God. Oh my God. And Kelsey, you know this too, for anybody who else wants to know, people who have autoimmune issues are more predisposed to have candida overgrowth. Just FYI. They're coming out face down. What kind of surprise you got for us? They're like, not until. Okay. Oh, something flipped. Oh, okay. Okay. One more. Oof. Yeah, okay. So, already gonna tell whoever this leg of anything is for. Okay, when I tell you, your intuition is gonna be heightened and on fucking point. It's as if, which this has been happening to me. This is something I have a little private group that I chat with sometimes. And I kind of went through something the other day with them, and one of them, LP, he's a badass, because everybody needs spiritual support. Okay, just because I'm here helping you does not mean, like, when you have people in your soul tribe, you help one another. Like, everybody has like with the friend that I have here, I've been through shit that she hadn't, and so I was able to help her through something. I was able to see something. Like, we don't always, some of the stuff we go through together, and some of it we don't. Like, everybody can help everybody. Like, I want to get rid of this idea that somehow if a person's helping you, the only people that can help them is someone that's higher, even more ascended, even more blah, 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 blah. No, we're here as a collective, bitches. Okay, we're here to help one another. We're walking each other home, right? Okay, so just as a reminder. And I was talking to LP the other day about which I don't get to all the time, but he was available, and about this level of knowing and being able to call shit and it happening almost immediately, and how it was almost freaky, we'll say, and how it was getting my heart to, like, and it's like, so when I tell you we've got the moon back, bitches, the moon is here to say, and I know exactly what it's saying, like, your capacity to see beyond the veil, to see beyond the situation, to have a greater perspective, Queen of Swords type of energy, like pulling out from something and seeing everything, intuition, premonition, like any spiritual abilities. We call them spiritual because they seem not so human. They seem, but they really are. That's a whole other story. Those are going to be heightened. Those are going to be like, you're going to start getting evidence of how tapped in, which that was a word we were doing the other day, how tapped in you are. Like, all those times you were like, do I got this right? You wanted validation. Well, bitch, you're getting what you didn't ask for, because you're going to get a lot of it. It's not so much as it is validation. It's you're so on point with something, and you're also more in the present. So you're able to see things just as, or just before they happen. Like, it's like it's witnessing your own elevation in your own expansion. I don't want to say elevation, your own expansion in your capacity to utilize your spiritual abilities, because we got the moon here with the Hanged Man. Like, things are gonna, your ability to see things correctly and differently is being enhanced. It's increasing. This is like a very transformative period of time for your spiritual gifts, for you. And here's the thing, like when we talk about spiritual gifts, your intuition is first and foremost for you. Your higher self is first and foremost here for you, right? So people think of spiritual gifts and they think of like somebody sitting with a crystal ball kind of thing. And it's like, no, think everyday people, okay? Not some weird mystic woo woo like me, okay? Think you. Because the hangman is all about getting a different perspective. I feel like this, like you're going to start seeing things more accurately because of this heightened and in real time. And we've got it paired with the Six of Swords, which down here is called the Lord of Success. Six of Swords is all about you were in a state of chaos and you go to that, like where the mind is almost at peace and at one. You're able to see things because of that, because the chaos is leaving. Woo! That's another indicator. If you're wondering if any of these readings are for you, bitch, if the chaos has been dissipating, because the chaos is leaving, you're gonna like you have always been very well tapped in, but the whole point of the chaos is to keep you out of that, to keep you distracted, to keep you trying to figure out, was that me, was it what, like questioning things, to keep you out of your power. And with this, it's like I feel like the Hanged Man is a knowing, because before you might think something with the human and you weren't quite sure. You're trying to, okay, what's my intuition say? And either you couldn't decipher what your intuition was, or you'd hear something from intuition, but then like the mind would kind of argue with it. It was like, but it's, when things settle down and the chaos, the dust settles, you can see things clearly. Oh, different perspective, huh? You're going to be seeing things differently because of you're going to be more tapped in spiritually to your intuition, to your gut, to your higher self. And that is going to be also a major piece of this transitory period. That's one of the things that you're going to see. And because of that, when you are, it's like your choices become more on point. I think that's the reason why they're trying to tell you that your discernment is going to be really, really well developed. It took a lot when you're if somebody when there's somebody's implementing some level of chaos or chaos magic on you, and you're in the midst of that storm, the way you have to sharpen your skills to be able to still tap in, and like it just is like when you're working out and you're doing something for the body, it's like the more you challenge yourself, the more fit you get. And so I feel like it took a lot to have this level of discernment, and you earned it because of what you went through. Okay. Like the level of piercing the veil of seeing things and knowing things, like your sentience, your different sentience, like your clairs, not sentience, your different clairs, like are all going to be more elevated. And you didn't realize you were doing that for this period, I want to say. But they're going to be really on point. And I think that it's going to feel surprising to you. Because this is what you've been wanting all along. You wanted to be able to trust your intuition. You wanted to be able to hear it correctly and accurately. And like, you're like, yeah. But that's where the earned success is coming in. Like, this is going to definitely help you on your path. Let's see what these two fuckers are. I think this is just repeating what you didn't see. We got the Princess of Wands with the Five of Swords. Now, earlier, the Five of Swords is you being the victor. Like you won this mental bullshit. You come out intact when somebody didn't want you to. You come out on top when somebody didn't want you to. Okay? And if you add the level of fire from the Page of Wands to that, that felt like a million deaths. You know, that's a very scorpionic energy. That is like in a short period of time, almost like having back-to-back mini soul deaths, dark nights of the soul, or like burning shit to the ground, like you phoenixed this shit multiple times. That's what this is. You're coming out of this. That's what this is. This is the Phoenix energy. Like to have that level of chaos. That's what required. It wasn't just in the mind. It was your energy was all wrapped up in it. And it's like to come out of that on top. And I tell you. Okay. All right. So I think they're saying trust it. I think that you all are going to get confirmation. And it's going to give you the ability to tap in and trust that even more. Eight of Wands showing up again. Like, I'm getting, okay, so I put it under the moon, which is rapid fire insight, rapid fire information. Like, you encounter a situation, I think you're like, the speed at which your intuition and your higher self responds it's in real time. It's in real time. And which gives it that feeling of just knowing. You know, that's one of the players is that the sense of just knowing. You don't know how you know it, but it's there, and you just operate from that. Mm-hmm. Anything else? Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out this one. I have so much to say, but not right now. Okay, Manishka. Let's see here. What are we going to do with this? Who the fuck are you? That's what I want to know. Who is you? Because I want to be like, oh, it's decision. I'm like, it's not. I feel like there's a person here. We got the King of Swords out again. It may not have anything to do with last reading. I'm just saying. The energy is different. He came out with the Empress. I heard winds of change. He's the chariot of winds. He's the air element. Winds of change. Winds of change. Maybe in this growth process where something initially happens and it continues to get bigger and bigger, they want to wrap into all of that, your intuition, your heightened like sense of connectedness, third eye crown, connectedness. Okay. We'll figure this one out. We got the 6 of Wands, which is success and victory with the 9 of Cups. That, my dear, is your wish. Your wish. Success at your wish. Hard-earned victory, right? Successfully reaching that place of happiness and personal contentment and getting what it is that you want. Then we have the King of Wands. I'm going to flank this. I feel like King of Swords, King of Wands need to be flanked, and that somehow the Empress, 6 of Wands, and 9 of Cups. It's your abundance. I don't usually do this. So many tarot readers say that. And I don't know. It's true, but it's not. It sounds hokey. It sounds just like soap opera-ish. It's like, but they just said it, and I'm like, your birthright. It's your birthright. I'm like, yeah. Happiness is. Happiness is your birthright. It is. But the level of something is going to expand. The speed and level at which something comes in and expands. Who the fuck? Because we have the Chariot of Air and the Chariot of Fire. This season of rebirth is going to be exceptionally fertile. A lot of success, because I'm getting this Phoenix energy, right? But it's the ability to go. It's like what's going to happen is your clarity, because the King of Swords is all about knowing. There is a level of knowing beyond a shadow of doubt how to make your decisions, what you believe, how to communicate your intent. He's the air element is just one of decisiveness and knowing. And then the Chariot of which is the King of Wands, is follow through, determination, passion, execution. This is going to be so on point, and this may be exactly what was missing. That's what it is. During the chaos and everything, these things were missing. You were either fighting to have clarity or fighting to have the willpower, the drive, the motivation. That is increasing. That is lending itself to having success. That it's one of the things that you have wanted and desired. You wanted that back. You'll have that in abundance. Okay. I didn't know they were going to kind of go there. It was it's more, I guess their whole point is it's more than just, okay? It's more than just an event. It's from this point, you're going to feel really well rooted in your own power. You're going to be back firmly within your power. In charge of your own fucking life. I'm so sorry, Terry. We got occupation again. I'm sorry. I'm just going to throw these out, and then we'll wrap it up. We'll go on. Oh, I swear to God. Spirit be. Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay. So, Terry, just for you. Just for you, motherfucker. Oh, look at that. We got career and love. We got both. Mm-hmm. Okay. Somebody has been held back in both of these areas, and that shit's about to pop off. It's about to go from struggling, swimming, like treading water, toil and labor, to being privileged lady. I told y'all I was seeing her. Things just going smooth sailing and easy and lighter. It's like a lucky phase. Things being elevated. It's just not going to be as hard as it was. It just won't. Both of those areas are going to come a lot easier to people. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and put that up. It's funny that they want to do that after talking about your intuition, your discernment, everything being on point. You're just going to feel so much better in your own energy and like back in charge of your life. You're going to feel like you're a part of it and not just being some kind of bystander to it. That's really good. I feel good now. All right, you two. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I am expecting good shit this week. Expecting good shit. Okay? You'll have a fantastic day.